Let me do a few button pushes and we will get started on doing a update about the upcoming winter weather. So give me just a second here. Let me push a couple of buttons and we'll get started. You may hear just a little bit of feedback, but that will go away momentarily. All right. A couple more buttons and we'll get started here. All right, I think we have it. All right, cool. All right, so everyone, I'm Scotty Powell here with the Carolina Weather Group. Let me check on the phone, make sure you guys can hear me. And if you can, if I can hear myself here on my phone, then I know that we are ready to rock and roll, which I think we are. So, all right. I've got some comments up here, so I'll be monitoring. If you have any questions, again, I'm Scotty Powell here with the Carolina Weather Group, and we want to give you an update about the upcoming weather. So let me start this off with a screen share and kind of show you the setup of what is going on right now. We have with us some winter storm warnings. Winter weather advisories up for a good chunk of North Carolina. These darker colors are going to be your winter storm warnings. And those will be representative of significant accumulation of ice and snow. So each office has different criteria for what those are. But basically, we're looking at a mixture of snow, sleet, and freezing rain that's going to cause some issues across these darker areas. These lighter colors are your winter weather advisories. Again, snow, sleet, freezing rain possible in these locations, but impacts not expected to be as high. And let me show you what that looks like here for the differences between winter storm warnings and advisories. I've got that pulled up here. So that way you guys can be in the know. Winter storm warning means dangerous winter weather expected within the next 12 to 36 hours. Considerable travel problems are expected. That's the take action stage. A winter weather advisory means potential dangerous winter weather expected within 12 to 36 hours. And travel difficulties are expected. So travel may not be as troublesome in these areas as it would be where the winter storm warnings, but needless to say, we are going to see some issues on the weather front. So let's look at those temperatures right now. What is currently doing outside as the clouds start to move in. We have, make sure you guys can see this here. Uh-oh. All right, let me stop that for a second. Make sure I'm sharing the right screen. And my dog is making noise. So there you go. So anyways, nope, you can see my home screen. You don't want to see that. You want to see the temperature map that I was trying to pull up. There we go. I think we've got it now. You can see temperatures right now in the 40s across the foothills and the Piedmont. But up here in northeastern North Carolina, where there's still a little bit of snowfall from the previous event a couple of days ago, as well as some cloud cover. And this is kind of the source of the cold air that's going to be moving into our area. You can see temperatures in the 30s up here in northeastern North Carolina. Once you get into the Raleigh to Greensboro, Winston-Salem area, temperatures around 40. And then once you get into the foothills near Statesville, Hickory, and Morganton, back into Marion, we have temperatures around 40 degrees as well. And then a little bit warmer down here in the Charlotte area as they are in the mid 40s. As this cloud cover continues to move in, that means we could see some precipitation start to develop pretty soon. And so let's show you that here on the HRR run. So let me close out of these screens here because I want to do this. Well, let's talk about the setup first. How about that? Let's do the setup first. And then we can kind of talk about what's going on. So this is the setup. We have high pressure up here over Canada. And with high pressure, we have clockwise motion. And so with clockwise motion, that means we're seeing some northeast winds move into the area and kind of bank up against the Appalachian Mountains. We call that the Carolina Wedge. This is cold, dry air. And so that's good in the fact if you want winter weather, we need that cold, dry air. The bad thing about it, if you want winter weather, is this is a transient high. And if I put it into motion, you can kind of see it starts to push off to the east as we go through time. So it's not a locked in high. Normally, if we want to see a prolonged winter weather event, we want to see that high pressure locked into the northeast. But this one's more transient. As the low pressure moves into our area, it's pushing the high pressure out off the coast. So thanks to Levi Cowan here at Tropical Tidbits for this motion. You can see this low pressure is spawning some precipitation over the area tomorrow. And we're eventually going to see this low pressure transfer from the Ohio Valley to off of the Carolina coast. We call that a Miller B system. As this low pressure weakens as it approaches the Appalachian Mountains, it'll then develop a new low pressure off the Carolina coastway. And that's where we're going to see that low pressure develop off the Outer Banks. And you can see heavy snow over the mid-Atlantic regions up into the northeast. So that's kind of the setup. With that, I want to go over the latest model run. So we'll show what we are expecting right now. This is the HRR. Here's our temperature map. You can see the temperatures about where they are showing here with the weather map we were showing you just a little bit. These HRR temperatures may be just a tad warmer than what we are actually seeing. Keep that in mind because during this event, there's going to be a difference in a degree or two is going to make all the difference in the impacts that you see in your area from this winter weather event. So you can kind of see this is going to be overnight temperatures in the 30s, mid to low 30s here along the foothills and the Piedmont. That's where that winter storm warning is. You can see the mountains solidly below freezing. We expect to see a lot of snow up in that area. But even the areas near Charlotte, 36, 37, back over towards Raleigh, temperatures near freezing as well. That is key. And these temperatures continue to drop. I mean, here's Asheville 33, Morganton 32, Hickory 32, Statesville 33, up here in the Winston-Salem, Greensboro 33 degrees, over towards Raleigh 34. So we're teetering right on that freezing line. One thing about these models is we have a Carolina wedge develop, and we could see these temperatures modeled. But the actual temperatures may be a few degrees colder, like what we're seeing right now. So that's why we're worrisome. 32, but if you take 2 off of that, that's 30 in Morganton, that's 30 in Hickory, that's 31 in Statesville, that's 31 in Greensboro, Winston-Salem. That's kind of in that air, the margin of error. And if you get rain or freezing rain at 30 degrees, it's going to cause some issues on the roadways and in the trees and power lines. So we will continue to monitor that. Before the ice, we're going to see this band of snow set up. Let me get over to that product here and let you see what the future cast looks like for the radar. Let's set this back. This is going to be starting here at 3 o'clock, which we are approaching right now. You start to see some moisture off of into eastern Tennessee. But watch this. There's a band of snow. This is 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we're starting to see some snow, a band of snow move into the mountains and even some of the foothills. Here's Buncombe County. Here's McDowell County, northern Rutherford, northern Cleveland, and western Burke County. At 6 o'clock, we could see some snow start to develop with temperatures in the mid-30s. This is going to be heavy snow, so it's likely it could accumulate in some areas. Here is 7 o'clock and some heavy snow over Burke, Caldwell, Catawba, and the Hickory, Alexander County up into Wilkes, Ashe, Watauga, Mitchell, Avery counties. We could see a band of this heavy snow develop, and it could drop anywhere between a half an inch to an inch of snow if all goes well. This band of heavy snow continues to lift here at 8 o'clock. We've got snow in Alexander County, Iredell, Wilkes, up into the Sparta area of what county is that? I just left my blind. Allegheny County, up in that area. And then here at 9 o'clock, we could see some snow moving into the Mount Airy and Surrey County. And then before it moves into the northern parts of North Carolina and then into Virginia. So that is where we're going to see the snow fall here this afternoon. And again, this is take it with a grain of salt. This is not a forecast, but I do want to show you the possibility of what it could produce with this this little batch of snow. So here you can see anywhere between a half an inch to an inch around the Interstate 40 corridor and McDowell, Burke, Catawba, Caldwell, even an inch or so up in the North Carolina mountains. That's Mitchell, Avery, Watauga, up into Ashe, Allegheny, Wilkes County. So anywhere between a half an inch to an inch is possible this evening if all goes well in the foothills and the mountains of North Carolina. So that is the first batch of snow. Let's go back to the future cast here, and I will show you what it looks like. Now, this is the HRR. This doesn't go through a big portion of tomorrow, but it kind of gives you an idea of what happens. This is going to be at 3 a.m. We should start to see another round of precipitation move into the mountains. This starts as snow, and it could stay as snow in the mountains, up in the Boone area, up into Newland, up into Mitchell County, Madison County, those locations, Ashe County, Allegheny County. All of those areas could start to snow. And even the HRR model right now is showing that snow even in Wilkes County, Caldwell County, Burke County, and McDowell County, and Buncombe County. So we could see an additional snow. I'm afraid some of this may mix in with sleet, but we could see that. This is at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., we really start to see this heavy snow transition into a freezing rain event along the Interstate 40 corridor where these winter storm warnings have been posted. And this is some pretty heavy freezing rain with temperatures around 30 degrees, 31 degrees, 32, somewhere right in that area. We could see some issues. So let's go through 7 a.m. You can subtly see this freezing rain. This is McDowell, Burke, Catawba, even. This is western, central and western Catawba County in the Hickory area. This is Morganton, Marion. This snow divided line is in Caldwell County. So Lenore, you may be seeing snow where other locations are warmer, just a little bit aloft to see some freezing rain. Alexander County into Wilkes, even over into Forsyth County, Davie County, Northern Iredell County, even portions of Guilford County as well could see some freezing rain in this in this time frame. Again, this is 7, 8 a.m. 9 a.m. You can still see the foothills entrenched in this freezing rain. And then about 10 to 11 a.m., we start to see the warm air win out, especially in the Interstate 40 corridor. We're starting to see that freezing rain change over to rain, but by then we could see a decent accumulation of ice in the areas. So this is going to be 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then everything starts to move out of the area by the afternoon, and even portions of Raleigh by this time is changing over to rain, and then we could see some stray snow showers move through the area late Sunday night into Monday. So you're looking at accumulations. Again, take this with a grain of salt. These are no means forecasted totals, but here you can kind of see where that heavier snow wins out over the mountains. Avery, Watauga, Ashe. We could see maybe 6. This is showing 6. I want to cut this in half, basically, is what I want to do. So we could see anywhere, we'll say 3 to 4 inches. That snow, even in the foothills, McDowell, Burke, it's showing even into Catawba County, Alexander County, it's showing around 4 inches. If we cut that in half, that's 2 inches. So, you know, that's why I want to take these with a grain of salt. What you see, we might get cut in half. That may give us a little bit more accurate total. Look at the sleet totals. Again, 1.2 inches of sleet in the Morganton area, an inch of sleet in Hickory. Even if we cut that in half, that's going to cause a couple inches of snow, sleet on top of that, and then freezing rain. That's why there's winter storm warnings out, because we could see some travel concerns with this. And you can see that sleet really showing up just north of the Triad area as well. And then lastly, the freezing rain totals. I hope this is a good trend. This would be, you know, if we could get more snow and sleet than freezing rain out of this event, that would be okay with us, because nobody likes ice. But it's showing, again, trace amounts of ice, up to 1/10 of an inch of ice on top of this snow and sleet could still cause some issues here in the area. So all of that to say, it is possible for the area to see a quite mixed bag precipitation into the area. So that's just a quick explainer of what's going on. This is going to be occurring in Asheville, Morganton, Hickory, Statesville, over towards the Winston-Salem, Greensboro, into the Raleigh area and north of Interstate 40. If you live in Charlotte, if you live in Fayetteville, Wilmington, Greenville, North Carolina, I think you're just going to be too warm. Even the upstate of South Carolina, you're going to be just too warm to see any measured amounts of wintry weather. Let me look through these comments right here. Let me see if we have any questions you guys have asked me. Sorry, I was doing a lot of this. Betty asking any for southeastern North Carolina. It doesn't look like it, Betty. It looks like southeast North Carolina, you will remain with a cold rain. Mr. Hunt, nothing for Charleston, just a rain there. Doesn't look like anything for Rock Hill. Pam is asking that. Pam, we could see some snowflakes mixed in the Rock Hill area. Maybe a glaze of ice in the trees, but I don't expect any major issues in the Rock Hill area. Looking over here, some more comments here. Let's see if I can see anything. Just a lot of comments that people are watching, so I don't see any particular questions. Scrolling here through the phone. Thanks for your updates. Somebody asking that hopefully it turns into a blizzard. Don't think that's going to happen. So, but anyways, thank you for your question. So I hope that this was able to help you out, kind of see what's going to be taking place over the next little bit. Again, winter weather advisories out for the Charlotte, for the southern Piedmont, not included in the Charlotte area. And those winter weather advisories goes up into the Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Raleigh area. Winter storm warnings for the foothills and the mountains of North Carolina. Everything starts to take place here in the next few hours. Again, that band of snow that moves through between 5 and 9 p.m. tonight, starting in the mountains and then moving through the foothills and then into the northwest Piedmont, could produce a quick 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow. This is going to be heavy snow. It's cold outside. The ground's really chilly as well, so it's not going to take a lot for heavy snow to stick. So be mindful of the possibility of seeing some accumulating snow tonight. And then the next batch of precipitation starts to move into the Carolinas by 2-3 a.m. And that's where we see a snow sleet mix in the mountains and the foothills and the northwest Piedmont. As we get into just after daybreak into mid-morning, we could start to see that freezing rain transition into rain in the Charlotte area. As we get into the foothills, that snow sleet transitions into some freezing rain. And then in the mountains, it looks like it remains a snow sleet mix with still some freezing rain up there. But it's going to be a messy day for your Sunday, so take it easy out there. We want to caution you for travel. It's probably not a good thing to do tomorrow, especially if you live along and north of Interstate 40, as conditions could be pretty nasty. So Eric says he's heading to Cherokees. How soon do I need to get started before the heavy stuff starts? I would be on the road right now, Eric. We're going to see that batch of snow move through. I think you're going to be fine in the Cherokee area, but it's the travel is the issue. So if you're leaving right now, you want to go ahead and head out before that batch of snow moves through. So hopefully this answered some questions. I've not really seen a lot of questions come in here over the last little bit. So again, snow, sleet, freezing rain possible here in the Carolinas. We're going to watch that. We'll continue to give you some updates. Follow our Twitter page. We may even do one of these later on this evening. So for everyone at the Carolina Weather Group, I'm Scotty Powell. Hope you have a great Saturday evening. We would love for you to send your tweets to us, Facebook comments. Would love to see pictures of any snow or sleet you may have. You can do that at Carolina WX Group and tag us on Twitter. Let us see what you're seeing in your neighborhood. So again, I'm Scotty Powell here for the Carolina Weather Group. We hope you have a great Saturday evening. Stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date here on the latest winter weather conditions in the Carolinas. Winter storm warning goes in effect here in the next little bit for the Interstate 40 corridor. Winter weather advisories go in effect for the southern Piedmont areas into the Triad and the Triangle area. It's going to be a very, very treacherous night of travel into your Saturday or Sunday morning as well. Travel will be a concern. Everything should start to end around lunchtime on Sunday. Hope you have a great evening. Stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date here at the Carolina Weather Group. We will talk to you soon.